I have absolutely no doubt that they'll get worse. Because I think there is a rather strong political consensus in Washington, D.C. that the United States has about 10 years to stop China from becoming number one. And Americans believe that it is in their interest to stop China from becoming number one. And I guarantee you that regardless of who wins the US presidential election, the pressures on China will increase. So we should psychologically be ready for a rough road in US-China relations. The big question of our times is whether multilateralism is a sunrise industry or a sunset industry. Superficially, it appears to be a sunset industry because the great powers are ignoring it. And you know, the tragedy here is that it was the United States, together with other Western powers, that created this wonderful range of multilateral institutions. I've written an entire book called The Great Convergence, which explains why they have been unwisely trying to weaken these multilateral institutions. So I actually believe the United States should go back and strengthen multilateralism. And so at the end of the day, at some point in time, the West, which makes up only 12% of the world's population, will understand that it's in their interest to strengthen rather than weaken multilateralism. 100 years ago, in 1924, the European countries and the United States colonized almost every country in the world. Amazing. This small group of people in Europe could control the whole world. Now it's inconceivable, right? The power of the West has diminished. Simultaneously, you're seeing the emergence of the biggest geopolitical contest ever seen in human history. That's the one between United States and China. So can you imagine a world where we are dealing with so many changes, and then multilateral institutions got to survive in the midst of this change? Which is why actually I feel very fortunate that I'm alive today to see such massive changes. And the reason why I'm writing these books is that I want the future historians to understand that this was an era of exceptional change. As I tried to explain in my latest book, the 21st century will be the Asian century. Unfortunately, even though the economic power is shifting to Asia, the cultural power still remains solidly in the West. And many in the West don't understand the Asian century that is coming. And they're looking for people who can explain the nature of this Asian century. I've had the great privilege of being able to learn and study Asia all my life, and now I have an opportunity to explain Asia to the world.